Morning, friends. It is our first full day at Universal Orlando, and we are starting our day over at Islands of Adventure. When you stay on site, you get 1 hour early access into this park. This is the park that has Velocicoaster and I believe Hagrid's as well. So if you want to go on Hagrid's, they don't do Express Pass, so this is a really great opportunity to get on that ride. You excited for some Velocicoaster?
Yeah, me and my good guy ball. Good guy doll. Good guy. Just cut that whole thing out.
Are you excited for Velocicoaster?
Am I? Fudge and candy?
Probably not fudge and candy. I know there's like a little coffee place up here. They might have like some pastries. I'm sure a lot of people are like hightailing it to the other. I would like to, I don't know if I'll have time. I have a Christmas store that I didn't even know about last time. I would like to spend more time looking around this time. I don't feel like we did last trip.
Last time we just kind of did order dash all the...
Look how big that Christmas store is. We have to go in there. Yeah, we just did rides really last time, didn't we? Crescent Moon.
Okay.
They're supposed to have good coffee and pastries, so. In here, honey, are you not coming in? I'm sad that Atlantis or whatever that, what was it? Do you know?
Atlantis, yeah.
I'm sad that that's not like a show walkthrough thing anymore because I never got to see it.
Yeah, it was great.
The Lost Continent, was that what it was?
Yeah.
It's a shame because we're like, oh, we'll see it.
This is all part of it.
Yeah, we're like, we'll see it next time. Are we doing Velocicoaster first? Do you want to walk down to Hulk and then backtrack? Velocicoaster's so good.
I feel like this.
Since it's right here?
Yeah.
Hagrid's is at 140 minutes already.
That's ridiculous.
I don't want any more.
Right, first ride of today is going to be Velocicoaster. This is our favorite roller coaster ever, I think. Like, it's definitely mine. And I'm very excited. And I'm nervous. And I love cats.
You're ready to ride.
We just got off Velocicoaster. It's our first ride at Universal. And we still say it's the best ride we've ever been on. I don't want to like give a lot of it away, but just the ride mechanics. It's like the smoothest roller coaster. The smoothest and most thrilling, because sometimes like you have to sacrifice thrill for smoothness, I feel. And this one is just like super smooth, but super thrilling. And I typically don't scream for like fear on a ride. I'll scream for fun, but there was one point where I screamed. And I wasn't like I feared for my life, but like it was like a reaction. I couldn't help it. And it's just such a good ride. It's so good that Rex, who usually doesn't repeat rides, especially in one trip, says he wants to go on it again. So I feel like that's a 5 out of 5. Oh yeah, for sure. It's your favorite ride, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, if you're like me and you don't drink coffee, do that first thing in the morning.
You're awake now?
It'll wake you right up
Yeah.
and get you excited for the day.
Yeah. One thing I want to note though, as like a Disney regular, the locker systems are a little different here. It's different than like a Disney. You can usually bring your bags on most rides except for Tron right now, but here you can't bring anything on anything really. And for Velocicoaster, I don't know if it's going to be like this in the other ones. I guess we'll find out. My backpack doesn't fit in the lockers in the rides, so I had to get like a special ticket, leave the queue, go out of the building, go to another building, talk to somebody else, get a different locker there, and then they gave you like a little slip, and then you go back into the ride, and then we had to like go to like 2 locker places to pick it up.
Yeah,
and
to be fair, it was only like an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, so it's just something to keep in mind. Like, had I known that I was gonna have to do that, and that I'll probably have to do it several more times today, I probably would have switched the gear I brought today, maybe used a different bag. It's not a big deal. It just gets annoying, like dismantling the camera to put it in the locker, getting stuff out of my bag, having to use 2 lockers. So I know like parents, especially if you're traveling with kids, you might have a really big backpack Just bear in mind that you might have to take a few extra steps to store it, or if you can, pack light, because packing light is definitely the way to go at Universal. But we just looped around. I think the park just opened a few minutes ago, and we're gonna go do the Hulk now. Now, last time I rode the Hulk, it really hurt my neck to the point where I cried. So I'm gonna give it one more try. If it hurts again, it'd probably be my last ride. But it is super cool. It's one of Rex's favorites. You can hear everyone screaming. So do you like how they do Marvel better here, or do you think it's too cartoony?
No, I'm a comic book guy.
Okay.
So I prefer this.
You see, you got your guy up there.
Report to the city desk. All reporters, please report to the city desk. Thank you.
Ever-flowing river. Jurassic Park. Vegetation.
Not your boat off course. You are entering the Raptor containment area. Please, stay seated. We'll grab your boat at the receiving dock ahead. Do not get out of the boat.
Perfect. Oh yeah. Ready?
I'm not happy about that. I have to go out tonight.
You got a little wet. It's all the same to me.
No! Oh, I see you there. We're going on Hogwarts Express. I convinced him.
This takes us to California, right?
No.
Oh.
It takes us to Diagon Alley.
What's that?
Oh my god. But we got our butter beers. First of at least 30 that I'll be having on this trip. We rode Velocicoaster for a second time. Still the best ride ever.
We're in Harry Potter land.
I'm sorry, guys.
How many? 2? Go to row 3, please, right here in the middle.
It's just like the movie and the game. I think that's the butterbeer line. Woo! Got our second butterbeer.
You used to be doing like all the Fallout 76 poses.
Oh yeah. We had a super great day at Universal. We got a ton done, not as much as we had intended. We kind of slowed down midway through the day, And also it was getting a little hot and crazy crowded. It is a Halloween horror night, which meant that when we did switch over to Universal, I think we went there maybe like around 12:31, and the horror night crowd starts to come in at 3, I think. I have to double check, but it was definitely getting pretty nuts over there, and that made it hard to kind of go anywhere. We started over at Islands of Adventure. One thing to know is that your express pass will not work during those early entry hours, so you do have to wait in the standby line. We got in line for Velocicoaster, and that's where I learned about the kind of crummy thing with the lockers at Universal. They do offer free lockers for you to ride their thrill rides, but they are quite small. I remember I used a Loungefly last trip, and I had a really hard time kind of cramming it into the locker. And this time my bag wasn't much larger than a Loungefly, but it didn't fit, which meant that I had to go and get a larger locker in order to ride the ride. And you have to pay $2 per large locker. My opinion is that Universal's better than that. I feel like that's a very Six Flags kind of move to make it like to charge you per ride. And I understand that they do offer free lockers, but like I said, my bag wasn't even that big, and I know especially a lot of parents, they go with the bigger backpacks to carry like water bottles and snacks and diapers or whatever else they need. And I just think it's kind of sad that every time you want to ride one of the rides, you got to pay $2. And granted, it is not every ride, but even rides like Men in Black, you had to pay for the locker, and that's not like a thrill ride or anything. Also, it just kind of it does eat up time, because every time you want to use a locker, you have to go and like the instructions weren't very clear, and I feel like even though we did it several times, it took us about a minute to get through the system. And you have to pay, and you have to wait for it to find a locker for you. Then you go, like, it's like a 2-part process. It can add a bit of time to your day, especially if you're really focusing on those thrill rides. But we did go on Velocicoaster twice. We went on the Hulk, we went on the Jurassic Park river ride. We walked around, we had some snacks, we had some drinks. So we did do the new Minions Villains Con ride. I don't really want to call it a ride, because I feel like it doesn't deserve that title. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just, it's not a ride to me. You pick up like a gun basically, and an arcade gun, and they make you stand on like a circle on a conveyor belt, and you literally stand, and the conveyor belt takes you through different rooms where you like shoot at targets and stuff. And I think the technology is pretty cool, because I couldn't do it with my phone, and I think it's because of the pop socket, but you can connect your phone to the gun. And I think like the more times you play it, you can actually upgrade your weapon, you can unlock certain attachments and things like that, which I think that concept is super fun, especially as a gamer. I like that the guns also have your score right on them, so that was kind of cool too. I think we did pretty well, but I have no idea like what other people are doing. I think I got like 650,000. I don't know, is that a good score? If you've done it, let me know, because I don't know like what a target would be. But my issue with it is that it feels really cheap, right? Like it's literally just a conveyor belt and some digital screens. And I get that maybe they didn't have a lot of space, and like, yeah, it's a great crowd eater, and it's like continuously moving and all that. I felt that the gun was a little heavy and awkward, especially since I was carrying a heavy backpack, but I'm glad I did it. And also I will say this, it was a lot longer than I expected. I expected it to be kind of like a quick, short ride, so I did appreciate that it had several rooms that you went through. All right, other than that, we came back to the Royal Pacific Hotel, and I thought I would stop by the Tut Tut Market, I think that's what it's called, Tut Tut Market, and try one of their supposedly famous treats. Here we go. Alright, so I got the cookies and cream tart. It's kind of like a Pop-Tart. Apparently they're known for these. I hate that like when you bite into these things that I'm gonna have to take like 4 bites to get to the good stuff. I like that the crust is obviously like fresh pie crust. Like it tastes like pie crust that I make, so I think that's really nice. So I kind of expected this to be like full of stuff, but it looks like that when they baked it, all of the like cookies and cream filling probably baked into the tart, which I'm sure makes the tart taste delicious. I agree, that's pretty freaking delicious. I'm glad I got one. They are really good. It's not stale at all. It has like a nice glaze on the pastry, and while it's not like super filled, I kind of prefer that because it's quite a big tart. If it was like a really full tart, it might be too much to eat. But I like that it's like a thin layer of cookies and cream. And yeah, it's delicious. I would 100% get this again. So again, that's at the Royal Pacific, the Tut Tut Mart. I'm gonna call it a night and get all cozy and just relax a little bit. I know my Universal Studios videos are gonna be a little different than my Disney videos because I can't film on the rides as much as I can at Disney. But I hope maybe you learned some things to help you plan your trip today, or some of the mistakes I made will help you. So we are going to Volcano Bay today. There. We need to go there. Technically it is walkable, but we did a lot of walking last night, so we're taking the bus. And I wasn't entirely sure where to get it because we always do the water taxi to the parks. But the bus, you just kind of go past the water taxi, keep going, and then there's like a little shuttle area. And you can actually get a bus to any of the parks, though I don't know why you would because the water taxi is just way better. So we were at Volcano Bay and we decided to get these like cute, there's Rex, we got these cute little like premium seating areas. They're really nice. You get a locker in between your seats, you get some shade. You don't have to like hunt down your chair all day. We can keep all of our stuff here and just kind of dot back and forth. And the other thing I really like is they have like a little flag system. So you can put the flag up. If you want food, it's down if you don't need anything, and someone will come around and take your order. So we ordered a couple drinks. I got like a coconut pineapple drink. Rex finished his already. He ordered some pizza. I was able to get some sushi delivered right to me. So that's really cool. And it wasn't like crazy expensive. Definitely cheaper than the cabana. I think if we had more people, we would have done the cabana. But for just two of us, this works out really well. And check out this view. Another cool thing. So these cocktails, this is like a reusable cup. So the first one starts out a little bit more expensive, but then after that, they're $3 cheaper per refill. So it could be a very dangerous day for me. I plan on spending most of my day here. Rex is gonna go do all the slides. I might get like a little cake later. So this is nice. When you get your first set of drinks, they're like $16.50 and they come in these cute little souvenir cups. I assume we get to keep them. After that, they just come in these refillable cups and they're $3 cheaper. So they're down to $13.50 now, which is a little bit more reasonable. I like that they do that though. Hey friends, I thought I'd just check in at the end of the night to talk a little bit about Volcano Bay today because it was a learning experience for me. I didn't go into it with a lot of planning. So for Volcano Bay, if you are heading to this water park from one of the Universal Resort hotels, they do offer shuttle services. It looked like it was running every 10 to 15 minutes. It was only about a 3 to 5 minute bus drive to go from Royal Pacific Resort over to Volcano Bay, so it wasn't very long at all. I really loved the vibe of Volcano Bay. I loved that we both agreed that just the vibe and the theming in general, we preferred at Volcano Bay over Typhoon Lagoon, but we do prefer the way the park layout is done at Typhoon Lagoon and the way Disney handles its ride system better. So there's pros and cons to both. I definitely think it is worth checking out like any water park. Like if you're into water parks, check them all out because they all have amazing things to offer. So when we did Typhoon Lagoon, we decided that we weren't going to do any sort of cabana service or anything. We were just going to like hit every ride, and it worked really well for us. As you know, if you've watched my previous videos, we were able to do pretty much everything in about 4 hours. I feel like at Volcano Bay, I don't think you can do everything in 4 hours, even if you get there early. It's just the way the park is laid out. It's actually quite a long walk to go from slide to slide or to walk around the perimeter of the park. So I definitely think you need more time to do everything there. But we decided to get not the cabana, which was quite pricey. The prices vary. So unfortunately, they do not list the prices for the cabana or the premium seating on their website. You have to call to get quotes, and it depends on, I guess, the day, time of year, and maybe just like if they're filling up, the more they fill up, the higher the price goes. But I think we were quoted something like 300 and something, but it would have been over 400 for the cabana. with tax, and for just 2 people, and our intention at the time when I booked it was to go on as many rides as possible. It didn't make sense to spend that kind of money, but if you have like 6 people, especially if you have 6 adults and you can all split it, I think it's a really great deal because it does come with, you're kind of like in your own little private building. Some of them are 2-story, some of them are really an amazing viewing area, so you can really get a beautiful view of the park while you're hanging out. They have like a mini fridge, you get like food and snacks brought to you, concierge service, stuff like that. But I think they're only really going to be worth it if you have a larger group. For just the 2 of us, and maybe even if you're like 2 adults and you have a couple kids, I think the premium seating would still work really well for you. I think it was like $125 for the day, but what it comes with is it comes with those cute little seats I showed you and the canopy cover, which is adjustable. You can kind of move it to the front if you need to, depending on where the sun is, so you can adjust it throughout the day. The chairs do lie completely flat if you just want to take a little nap as well. In between the chairs is a locker, and you get like a little padlock with a key that has a little lanyard thing that you can wear around your wrist throughout the day. The locker was a decent size. I wouldn't say it's huge. Actually, I'll show you my bag. But this is the bag that I've been bringing to the parks, and I know it looks kind of big on camera, but it is definitely smaller than a full-size bag, slightly bigger than a lounge fly because it does have 2 pockets. It just barely fit in the locker for the premium seating. I had to take a lot of stuff out to kind of like squish it flat, but it did fit, and we were able to fit a few more other things in there as well. If you are 2 adults and you're bringing kids and you all have stuff that you need to have with you that you want in the locker, you might have to rent an additional locker as well. So you get the seats, the cute little cover. It's in a private area that's just for premium seating. You get the locker. They give you 2 towels, which is also really great because Volcano Bay does not offer free towels. I think they are $7 a day per person to rent, but with the premium seating, you get them per person, so that's nice to know. And then the other thing that I really love is that you get kind of like a private drink food service where you put up, there's like a flag on the outside of your not cabana, but your premium seating. You raise the flag and the server will know that they need to come check in with you, and they can take your food and drink orders. And I felt like it was a pretty fast service. I never waited maybe more than 5-10 minutes for them to get to us, and I feel like there was only one guy working the entire area we were in, so he did a really great job. Overall, I definitely recommend the premium seating. The price I didn't think was too bad for the service we got, and just for the kind of feeling that we were having today. We needed more of a rest. We weren't going to go slide to slide like we originally intended, and once we sat down, we kind of hung out there for an hour and didn't move because it was just so cozy. I'm trying the Amalfi Coast Martini from Vivo Italian, and it's really, really good. Not bitter at all, really smooth. And they also brought us some fresh bread. It's our first time dining here, and it's like a super cute little restaurant. Super cute husband.
Pro tip, if you enjoy a rye and coke, but you find restaurants make it too strong for you, ask for a glass of coke and a glass of whiskey or rye, neat. And then you can mix it yourself.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfecto. It's our last night in Universal, and we just wanted to take it easy a little bit because we do have to pack tonight as well, and I'm going to get up really early and go to the parks tomorrow before we fly out. But we decided to try Vivo Italian Kitchen because that is one of the only restaurants we haven't, like sit-down restaurants we haven't been to on property yet. And I was kind of putting it off because it doesn't get great reviews, but honestly, I really enjoyed my meal. I had the panzanella salad, it was really tasty and fresh, and it was big, and I pretty much cleaned my plate with it. I also got the eggplant parm, and I really liked that it didn't come with pasta because I feel like so many restaurants, especially like not great restaurants, they'll make it and they just throw it on a bed of like spaghetti or something, and it's just too much food, and then it takes away from like a good eggplant parm. This was actually really good. The sauce was delicious. The cheese was good. I honestly can't complain. It's been a long time since I've had authentic eggplant parmigiana, so I don't know, but I loved it. I would go back and have it again. Rex got the, I think, tagliata, which was a steak with some potatoes and arugula salad. He really liked it as well. And for the first time, we both got dessert, which very rarely happens. I got the tiramisu. It was not my favorite tiramisu. I think they could have added a little bit more of like a coffee flavor, but it was good. I've had it before where it's just horrible, you know, too sweet, too syrupy, but this had a nice balance. I just want a little bit more hint of coffee. And I can't remember the name of the dessert Rex got, but I'll drop it in. He said it was delicious. He also cleaned his plate. So yeah, we can't complain about Vivo Italian Kitchen because we ate everything and I would definitely go back. The service was great. The restaurant, the theming in there is really cute. I like the open kitchen. I thought the design aesthetic was really nice. It made for like a nice kind of like romantic grown-up final dinner of our vacation. So I know the video today was a little disjointed, kind of all over the place. Mostly because it's like our last day, so we're just kind of like, oh, I need to go do this, I need to go do that. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you learned a little bit more about Volcano Bay. Maybe you learned from my mistakes. Maybe you're interested in the premium seating now, and I hope that it helped you a little bit. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button so you can come along on the next adventure. And as always, magic is out there.